News Conference Extra with Conan Nolan.
Good morning and welcome to News Conference Extra, a special segment of Today in LA Weekend. I'm Conan Nolan. Well, now that the Democratic Party has made its case for Joe Biden, tomorrow Republicans will convene in Charlotte, North Carolina for their convention. Sort of. While there will be an in-person gathering with masks and social distancing, much of the program will be virtual. President Trump will not be there, neither will Vice President Mike Pence. But we did catch up with California RNC committee member Shawn Steel in his hotel room and on his phone in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, Mr. Steel, thanks for taking the time. What does your party need to do this week?
I think it's absolutely essential Republicans and all the speakers talk about hope and opportunity and the good things that have happened, and there's quite a bit good on the foreign policy front, on the domestic economics until the Great Plague came, and who's best to lead us back into economic prosperity. And I think that's what the voters are looking for. A great deal of concern about the plague, and seems to be getting better with the worldwide pandemic. Our country seems to have done better than most. The key is this. Who do you trust to get us in the next 4 years? And I think Joe Biden's going to have a hard time shaking off the folks that are from the hard left that are holding on to his coattails.
How much video are we going to be seeing of the unrest that has taken place in some American cities? The president has spent a lot of time trying to link Democrats to episodes of looting and violence.
Well, I think you're going to see a good part of that, but not during the Trump time when he does the speaking. I think that's going to have to be a lot of the mainstream media hasn't covered it very much. So a lot of people aren't aware of it, except those who live in the suburbs around Chicago, Minneapolis, Portland, and Seattle, and now Philadelphia and other cities. So you can only take a major story like that and bottle it up so much that now you get security moms. You get people worried about their personal safety, and that's the first job of government, is safety of the population. And so that includes physical safety. That's going to be a primary law and order issue, but it's got to be more than just about law and order. We're looking at a lot of independents. Maybe 10% of the people haven't yet made up their mind. They got to have reasons that are positive. Besides safety, it's got to be hope and opportunity. That's what I think the Republicans are banking on.
Your party suffered a major defeat in the midterm elections in 2018. Research indicates that college-educated suburban Republican women are abandoning your party. How big a concern is that for you?
Yeah, I think you always have to worry. Remember, a by-election has never been good. It was terrible for Obama. He lost the Senate and the House in 2010. By-elections are tough on incumbent presidents, and you lose significant parts of the population. What Trump has going for him is the blue-collar Democrat worker, the forgotten American, the manufacturing, high school educated. He's done very well with them. They've benefited tremendously with him. They trust him. They trust his authenticity. He's the real deal. There's nothing phony about him. And secondly, you got a new phenomenon we call security moms. And many security moms, college educated, are looking around what's safe for their children. They don't want some of the nonsense that's taught in the schools, the stuff that you can't even open the schools. It worries a tremendous amount of women with children that don't know what to do with their kids, and now they're scrambling to try to make a substitute for the public schools. That phenomena alone is going to blow up the Democrat dream. They want to shut down everything all the time and hide under the bed. That's not how it should work.
So finally, are we going to be hearing from QAnon? Now, this is the underground conspiracy belief that says Democrats are behind this child trafficking rings and actors like Tom Hanks conduct satanic rituals. Are they going to be in the crowd?
You always have a percentage of nuts on every political front, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. You're going to have an African-American woman that was released from a state penitentiary for 20 years for a crime that she was overcharged with as one of the speakers. You're going to have a young high school Catholic student who was beat up and abused by the national media for views that he has on life. And so you're going to have a lot of different characters that you normally don't see at conventions that have different voices that are not usually in the mainstream news. No nutcases needed at this time. You have plenty on the Democrat side. AOC and others of her ilk dominated a lot of the Democrat convention, and that's something that makes about 80% of the people very uncomfortable.
Shawn Steel, Republican National Committeeman from California, former chair of the state GOP party. Thanks for taking the time.
Top of the day to you, Conan.